Welcome back for today's project on the 600 horsepower supercharged Raptor. That's Dr. Torque. He always makes fun of me for saying 600 horsepower a lot, but I gotta highlight the cool stuff on this Raptor. But today we're working with some of the not cool stuff, which is I'm gonna be changing the plugs out on this. On the Raptor, we got 8 across the top and 8 more on the sides. And this is the coils, which by the way, we are changing plugs and coils and plug wires. So to get this though, there's a lot of work because I can get to this row what might seem fairly easy, hopefully, and then those plugs down there, you got to be accessed. I think the best way is down here in the fender. But look at this side. This is the blower, and this is, you might notice some plugs underneath there that have to be extracted. So I've got some work to do. I'm pretty excited about this. Let me show you the parts though that this man right here helped me come up with. So where did you find these? A couple different places, huh? Why don't you show them off since you did all
Well, you got these at O'Reilly Auto Parts, I believe.
Yeah, so this is just like factory plugs because these bolts right here are just factory. I don't want to mess with those. I want to keep this factory plugs.
They are big stickers, aren't they?
Is this just something I slide over these? Like, what is this? I think you slide this over those maybe to label them or something?
Yeah, those are labels. Is this split or something?
But these are all the same length, so I don't know if there's
I think there's a left and a right, maybe.
Oh, maybe
I can't remember.
But we only have enough labels for one side. What are we going to do?
You only have 8 of these. These come off of the coil and down to the other plug on the same cylinder. So there's only 8 of these. So you really only need 8 of these. And you can use some of these.
Yeah, this is kind of cool that it comes with some zip ties. Well, they even have the ones that plug into the...
Yeah, the stock location, there's like holders built in to these.
Somewhere in there?
And so you're gonna have to pop those out and then you can use these for holding the new ones in place.
That's a bonus already that it comes with those. So I'm pretty excited about that. But we don't know whether, so what was it showing on? Was it 3 and 5 or 2 and 5?
2 and 5.
2 and 5.
That's what somebody told us.
Yeah. We're having trouble duplicating, but I am noticing some hesitation. So we're just gonna go for it on this one. We're gonna send it full send, and that means these beautiful babies right here, more MSI, because they gotta match, you know what I'm saying? I'd like to point out something, besides that they match brand, they match color. And as we all know, red gives you higher performance. It's like a good 12%, fluctuates between 12 and 13, but it's free. Those are really heavy. Wow.
It's gonna slow it down. Can't handle the new weight.
Can't handle it. Can't stand you. So this is gonna definitely, I already know it's gonna be like primo, amazing, solve all the problems in the world and the neighborhood. Yeah, so we got a lot of work to do. It's Uncle Jake's Dr. Torque's channel's Mortar Mischief. This is the Raptor in question. Let's get to work.
Cylinder number 2, you say?
Yeah, cylinder number 2. I'm thinking about, I just got to go for it. I'm thinking about starting down low here, you know what I'm saying? And maybe pulling that one that's straightest, easiest shot to get to and see how it comes off, because I'm also not sure how stuck they're going to be. And we got to unstuck them. So let's grab a tool. First thing we're going to try to use is this, because I can't get in like beetle pinchers. That looks like. We're going to use the beetle pinchers, see if we can pull that boot off, because I definitely can't get my hand in there to get that one. Yeah, I got it. Wow, that came off easy. Well, now to see if I can get the plug out of there. But that first step was good. I started this first one, it's a straight shot. Wow, look at that.
Yeah, just be careful not to reef one way or the other and break the insulator.
Yeah.
That'd be a bummer.
Wow, there's so much flex in this.
There you go. Look at that. What do you think of that?
That's one done. Well, that's one started.
Well, that's the hard part probably.
Yeah, that I started with probably the easiest one that there is, at least on the bottom.
Well, you got to try it out and make sure you know what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly. All right, well, that's cool. Now we only have a couple more to do.
We only
now,
have 15 left.
What does this look like?
Spark plug.
It doesn't look bad. I mean, but that's just one.
I mean, none of them are probably going to look bad. We should check the gap on it and see how large the gap is grown.
Right, because these are, yeah, that's a good point. So we'll do some checking. Okay, well, we'll go from there, but I'm definitely curious about the gap on this. Let's check this gap. So you say it's supposed to be what, 44?
44 thousandths.
44 thousandths. The chronometer.
What?
A chronometer. Standard measurements for Raptors. Look what I discovered. This isn't like horrible, but that is pretty crunchy around the top of that plug right there.
So here's 44 right here. This is what it's supposed to be.
All right.
But it also is going to be worn some, right?
Hopefully it's worn a lot.
No, it fits pretty well. I would say that that's 44.
44. Okay, well, it hasn't worn much. They shouldn't, but I don't know how old these plugs are either, right? Since we got it,
I mean, they're double platinum, so they do last a lot better than
plutonium.
others.
Let's talk real quick about dielectric grease and what it does and doesn't do. We'll be super fast. Besides that, I have a 10 lifetime supply here that I bought, and I squished out the top because I wasn't sure if it needed poking, and it doesn't. The purpose of this is not to conduct electricity. The purpose is actually to prevent the conduction of electricity. So when you're putting this on plugs and plug wires, you don't want it anywhere you want the electricity to go. What you do is you want it where you don't want it to flow. So for example, I would not put it on the tip of the plug here because that is what conducts the electricity, right? But I would put it on, what would you call this? The shaft, this part, whatever this part is right here. Put it on there because you don't want that jumping across, because that can happen through the boot and ground out on the frame or something. So you put it here, and then you put it inside of the boot, but not on the metal. Okay, so, ooh, and you've got an applicator. Fantastic. Let's apply some grease to this, but not to that. That's how simple it is, folks.
And you're doing that for two reasons, I guess. You said, you know, obviously so it doesn't conduct the wrong direction, but also so you can get the spark plug boot off later.
Oh, good point. Yes, that's a wonderful, wonderful, thank you very much. It helps this come on and off easy so you don't pull, which probably most people work on cars have. When you pull that boot off and you go boop, and the boot stays on, but the wire comes out. It's really sucky when you're like looking at the end of that going, great. See how much nicer that looks at the top? It's not all crackied up. I mean, I don't think that other one was necessarily bad, but I'm gonna check that gap. That gap looks way smaller. I checked this. It still fits, but it is definitely more snug with the new plugs than the old ones. So, I mean, that's good, right? That means that not much, but a little bit, but I'll take it. Like I said, when you're changing these parts, Tom said, we sort of are firing the parts cannon at it, but we're hoping as we're firing the parts cannon, we're finding things that were definitely wrong.
Well, right now, we're just doing a tune-up.
Yeah, this is all we're
plugs,
doing.
wires, and coils.
Yep.
I mean, it's not
really
like
good
we're like just throwing a whole bunch of parts at it going, well, does this fix it?
Yeah.
Well, does this fix it? I mean, we hope it runs better when we're done.
And we want something on the threads, don't we? Almost forgot about that. Some anti-seize, because we don't want those stuck in there either. And just now's the time to do it. Just takes a moment. It gets everywhere, but it's still worth it. Anti-seize, not very much. Just get a little Q-tip and run it around there a little bit. Doesn't take much.
You don't put it on everything?
It'll get on everything all on its own. Don't worry about it. And then the same thing with this, with a little of the dielectric grease, just right around those pretty blue lines. And you're done. And then install. And then rinse and repeat a lot.
I have a theory as to what we should do with that applicator right now.
What? Because I'm wondering. Like,
stab it into the box there. Or, you know how like the edges of the box right there?
Oh, beautiful. That's a win right there. That's a win. Now I just can't touch this. I'm like, I got one spot to touch it. A little tip might just save your life. Well, it won't save your life, but it might save your sanity. So this is one of the, we always call them the floppy ends, but it's a flexible joint, right? So this end turns all around, but when I stick it up in there, it just wants to flop down, and there's no rigidity to it. So if you put some tape around it, like that, it sort of holds it rigid, but it still bends. Just in case you have any problems. Like I'm trying to get in that one back behind that shock tower mount thing, and the problem is it just wants to keep falling down. So let's try that again. But we're moving. We got one plug back in, so that's cool. This first one, which is the second one I'm taking out, but the first one has been a little tough to get to. I think I'm gonna have to try this from the top. Here, let's take it from the top. And I'm gonna tell you something. Start out prepping yourself for patience. This is not a fun job. Oh yes, I got it. And this is a good opportunity for another tip. Get an actual spark plug socket, because there's a rubber boot in the end that holds the plug so I don't pull out and have it fall. That one looks really cruddy. Let's take it out. Let's get a closer look. Have a look at this one. That's got some crud on it, and that looks way warm. What do you see on this one, man?
Now that would be cylinder number 1.
That's 1, huh? Oh, it really is start 1 on the left side?
Forger dome.
Yeah. So, I'll check the gap. Let's check the gap on that real quick. Holy moly, that's sloppy in there. So that's definitely worn. That is not a pretty looking plug. All right, good, good. More junk.
It's good, unless it's bad. And that there's a problem with that cylinder, and that's why that plug looks horrible.
No, that's not the problem.
Okay.
We did a compression. We had all the cylinders pressured compression tests, and they came out really good.
Why are the threads on that one wet?
Yeah, I don't know either. I saw that one too because, like, see what he's talking about? I saw that too. But the plug is dry.
Yeah, but it's a little gunked up with.
It is gunked up too.
With gunkiness.
Yeah, it's gunked. Swap them out, old for new. What do you think? Oh, that looks different. I definitely don't think that looks as... This one's worse.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, well, let's continue to see what we find. But now I'm starting to be even more glad about changing. Tom had a really good idea on labeling these, so I just want to track them as we take them out so we can see which ones might be bad compared to which cylinders were supposedly misfiring. And just, you know, you might as well do a little diagnostic work while you're taking this all. It takes just a moment. So that was a very good idea. So we're going to be labeling the old ones. Hey, guess what? It's another day. And we're back on the Raptor. I know what you're thinking. You're like, another day? Didn't you only get in 2 spark plugs? Well, first off, I'll have you know, we did three spark plugs. And yes, in fact, something did happen in the form of that red Mustang over there. We're back on it. And look, before we left, we did get one of those really sweet red ones installed. Those thingies, the sparkerizers. And you know what? I'm sure it's faster already. It's red. And it's a little bit taller too. So we're gonna dive back into this, and we're gonna work. You're gonna work on the top here. That's what you're thinking?
I'm going to get the ladder out and try to get the top ones off. At least over here to start with.
The easy side.
The easy side, and then I'll probably take this thing off and try to get what I can, and then I'm gonna make Jake do the hard work.
What's the hard work? Down below?
Underneath the blower plenum. I'm not sure what we're gonna have to take out. There's a whole bunch more stuff in the way to get to the lower ones on this side too.
Oh boy. All right, there's no time like the present, unless it's a past. So that one's out, I just pulled that one back up. Now we got to move to this one right here. So we'll get this hooked on there like that. And wow, that came off really, really super easy. Okay, let's get that plug out. Half of my extensions, or the other half running already. But that thing, I think it fit in there. Oops.
I should have had you bring another spark plug socket.
This thing is hot.
I would imagine this thing is too. How's that thing look?
Pretty darn good. This one looks gapped about right, and it doesn't look burned. It looks clean.
Oh yeah, let me go grab the...
Another plug out. Man, it's just silhouetting me like that. Let's turn around this way. So we're checking, as you already know, even though we're reminding ourselves because it's been a day, the gap on these to see if it's
It's still a little loose.
A little loose?
Yeah, it slides in there super easy and wiggles around.
Oh, okay. So that's slightly problematic. That might add up across the whole engine and all 16 of these stinking things. Did you taste it? Was it good?
I didn't want to burn my tongue.
That's how we taste them. Okay, well, that one's done. I'll get another one, put it in. Look at that wimpy looking thing compared to these new ones. We'll have to do a comparison. I'm going to grab one because you're going to want that.
Oh, man. Who tightened these?
Oh, don't do that. Don't you want a bigger one? That's another one that actually is the best one yet, both in clean and gappage.
That's number 2 on the upper side?
Yep, 2 upper left. We have different coils for different folks. I'm supposed to grab one that has a P. Yes, nope, that's not correct. Okay, what do you want?
I want a P.
A P. Oh, he's got to take a P. Okay.
So we're gonna lube that up with some more grease.
Do we? It's already got in there. Should we? Yeah, why not?
It's your call.
A little bit. Now that's interesting because once they're in there, this one sits higher. Is that? They look exactly the same. Magic, I guess. I don't know. In there it was a little taller, but these are awesome. Don't these just look better? if you work on vehicles and you lose bolts like we just did and they fall down, but they don't go all the way down, there's that moment where you're just waiting for a second, go, please hit the ground, and it doesn't. And it's just the rare moment when it doesn't disappear into the ether, some sort of other dimension, and it's gone forever. In this case, look where it landed. That never happens.
Even a blind squirrel finds a nut once in a while, and I'm the blind squirrel. I'm kind of blind.
He did find it.
I did find it
like,
too.
Look where this landed. Even when you're working on a Raptor, we'll definitely take it. First challenging one. Well, that one was kind of challenging behind the shock here, but this one is tucked in back there. I've got the extension on it, but it's going to be a short one. Hopefully that'll hang down. You can take this inner fender out, and if you're working on one of the regular F-150s, it's actually a lot easier. But because I have these fender flares on here, those have to come off, and then the inner fender, and I don't want to do that if I can help it, so I'm going to try to just get back to there that way. Okay, I'm hooked. All feet and yeah, if we sing it, it's fine, right? Shh. It's like you got stuck or something. Surely that's the one. That was a tougher one. Oh. The two hardest to get ones are ugly. Is that a coincidence? There it is. It's pretty. Now, the key is to put this on the right cylinder. Since we've taken all these off, what cylinder is that?
2.
2?
Wait a minute.
No. 1? Wait a minute. Do we have this screwed up? Yeah, we didn't do that wrong. I was like, that's impossible. Although we were so exhausted when we put that last one in. But 1 is right there. And 2 is right here, you see? I should have had you in here. That was perfect. I was like, how am I gonna get this in? I went bloop. And then it was almost disbelief for a moment, but now I have to tighten it somehow. Maybe down here is the ticket. Oh yeah, this is the ticket. And good brown gravy. Remember that country song?
What?
Oh, you couldn't. Good brown gravy. We probably can't play this, but we found it. It's by Joe Diffie. Good brown gravy. This was an interesting hose to get off. So come over here. Come with me. See that right there? That was part of the blower, and I don't know what's on the regular ones, but if you have one of these hoses or if you have a blower, you've got to pry that gray part up so that it comes up over this lip. So that's always a hard part, is like, am I gonna break something? Am I prying on this? So it's nice to know. So it does, it just has to pry up a little bit. And there you have it. I just switched to the other side over here, and that first one, that behind the shock here, was easier on the other side to go from the top down. But then I was like, I think I'll do that over. No, I won't. No, I won't. That is buried. That is a definite no. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to do this one from down below. I think I can do it. Look at those really cool braided hoses though for the blower that you can't normally see. That's not good. See all that blood?
Uh-oh. Music's playing.
Uh-oh. Right over there. I noticed that one, but hey, could be worse. Could be scratch on the truck. And it won't heal.
Trucks don't heal.
Trucks don't heal. Vehicles don't heal. Whoops. I'm not sure about something right here. I just put this on and I started turning on. This is that cylinder 1 on this side. And it's behind the shock again, the hard to get to one. If I'm on that spark plug and this is turning, it wasn't even hand tight. This is a hard to get one. We might be seeing a theme here, man, of the hard to get ones that aren't good. I'm gonna keep working on that. But that could be really good because it might be a much better running vehicle when we're done. Okay, fortunately it was not what it seemed. It was not loose. I was really like, oh, come on. It's not. It's not that bad looking. The lower ones are a little junkier, like crustier slightly than the upper ones, you know? Very exciting moment because, well, we are definitely not done. We are about finished with this side, the right side. So Tom's putting in the last of the, we're gonna hook up the, did we already hook up the 3 plug wires? We did.
Yeah.
Man, this thing's gonna be so fast after this. 50% more power at least, because we only got half the engine done. All right, there's the line. Make sure I'm actually pushing on the spark plug. Oh, there we go. You hear this satisfying pop. Poppity pop. Yes, okay, that part's done. So you need me to put the
clicker back in.
But I can see it sticking its tongue out at the end. And then where'd that hose go?
I don't know. Pretty good.
Oh, way back here. This one should just pop on, right?
I think so.
Yes. We decided to make it a little easier on ourselves. Wow, the silhouette's crazy. And just remove this intake hose. What'd you call that?
I would say I think they call it an intake plenum or something. I don't know.
Look how much air that's sucking in there, man. Is that not cool or what?
It totally sucks.
We got that hard one changed down there. We're gonna change this one up here, which we were told was the other problem coil. So who knows, maybe if we change this one, at least get that portion tonight, we'll have an improvement. But we're gonna do a couple up there, I think, and 1 down, 2 down here, because that's the easier ones. But we just, you can't stop us.
You know that thing that somebody else didn't bother to put back on? That we're gonna remember to put back on?
Yep.
That really long bolt I just put in, and I said,
Oh,
is this
seriously?
ever gonna, why is it so hard to start? Am I ever gonna?
I do remember that. That's in.
Pretty much.
Oh yeah, there it is. There it is.
Oh, it's in the way.
Well, it is actually another day. We got to get to those last 2 coils back behind there to get it done. What I think and what Tom's thinking is that it was arcing, right? Like we think it was one of these coils was arcing to the...
Yeah, the reason I wanted to replace the coils on this is the mechanic that had worked on it in the past said that number 2 and 5 cylinders were misfiring when he was doing some testing. And number 5 is right here, the very front one.
Yep.
And I found a video of a guy online who saw that coil was arcing through the boots over to the bolt for the thermostat housing.
Oh, the thermostat housing, that's right. So now that we've changed that, I don't know, man, but the ticking's gone. And that big of a mile per hour improvement, that's pretty crazy.
Mile per gallon.
I'm gonna take off this and get this out of the way like we had before. And then I don't know if I have to do that or just unplug some stuff, but then we gotta get, there's 4 bolts on the 2 on the top. Way back there is the second one. And then 2 underneath. And that, I think, is going to be our challenge on how we get that. So let's keep this moving, because I really would love to get this part done. This is the last hard part, the last greatest part. Okay, this is off, and look, it's steel in there. I didn't expect that. It's kind of nice. I thought this was going to be plastic. Nice touch, Roush. Good job. Now that I have that out of the way, I'm pretty sure this needs to come off. This is 4 bolts. I already took that wire off there. This one, this plug. Yeah, I think that's the key. Get this off. That should give me a little better access, hopefully, to a couple of those components back there. Oh, looks like it's not just these 4, it's this one too.
So what were you doing a second ago?
This. Look at this. That's phenomenal. I got my feet flanging up in the air, and I can just
it's like
lay
Superman.
flat. Superman must have a strong back. You gotta hold yourself up a lot. And don't lose the bolt.
Yeah, don't lose the bolt.
Put this here.
Don't lose my tools. Don't
Ooh.
lose the bolt.
Oh, it's a little dirty. All right, let's keep going and figure out how the heck to get to that. But it definitely opened up room. It was worth taking this off already because I can at least get to that 1 bolt. I don't know about the other one, but that's getting us in the right direction. All right, this is the hard part and the scary part, because I finally found a wobbly end that I could get back there. But if that bolt falls, I have no clue where it's going to go. This thing likes to silhouette a lot. Stop silhouetting. So I've got an idea. I've got a magnet I'm gonna put on the end of the extension and hope that it will hold that bolt when I pull it out, because it's gonna go into the middle of the ether into nowhere if I drop it. I am really hoping that by taking 3 of these bolts out, which I have successfully done, that this will pivot up. Pivot! Pivot! Can you see back there? Ooh, I see stuff. Yeah. Okay. You tell me. You'll tell me, right? If I get to that bolt, or if that stupid thing is in the way, whatever that is.
What you doing, Jake?
Oh. I about got that last one out, but But I'm really nervous because I don't know how I'm gonna get it back in, but I also don't know how I'm gonna keep from dropping it. But I'm gonna try to hold it in this, what did you call this last part right here?
I called it a plenum. I'm not sure what we're supposed to call it, but...
Oh no, no way, no way. Dude, how did that even happen? How did that stay in there? I cannot believe it stayed in there. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, wow. I quit, I'm done, I quit. You can't continue on past the wind like that.
So we need to push the truck out in the street?
Yeah, just leave it, put a free sign on it. That covers taking that off. I mean, my goodness, that was hard. I still can't even get it out. This is out of the way, and look, these are slotted, which is that's such good news, because that means I can put those 2 bolts in the back and then slide this on. It's got a one here, but that'd be impossible to use because I'd have to have this piece down and slide up, and there's no way it's going down, but I can get to the 2 front ones far easier than I can those back ones, so that's good news. So I'm gonna pull those 2 out, swap the plugs, swap the coils, get the plug wires on, dangle them down, and then put that back on. And then we will be looking really, really fine. Okay. Oh man, historic moment. Not the most historic. The most historic is when we'll have that blower back on, but pretty historic is putting the last coil on. Boy, I tell you, this creeper thing, this is fantastic. I really, really, really like it. Even though I had to climb up on here and deep dive a little bit. I tell you what though, if you have a regular F-150 and you watch this video, I bet you have a much easier time with it.
Yeah, well, even just regular Raptor or F-250 or anything without this blower in the way.
Yeah.
The coils and wires seem really simple.
Take a look. These are all in, checked like 4 times because I don't, once this is back on, I am not gonna be able to get to these. Clips, plugs, plug wires, everything. Now, I've got those 2 bolts back there started, so I'm gonna try and slide this in and see if it'll get in there. Except what's that? That's, oh crap. There's a plug. Oh no! That's a good thing I saw that, but there's a hose that plugs in back here. Oh my gosh. Get a supercharger, they said. It'll be fun, they said. Yes. 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 Oh, that's probably loud. So dumb. And it's still hot.
Try this stuff.
Okay. It's on. I'm pretty certain. I'm pretty certain. I don't know how much longer we've been at this, but this is nuts. That back, see if I can show you, very dark. Turn on some light. That blower plug bolt in the back bottom, I had to reach back here, lay up here, across here, and slide my arm way back under there and just till I could find the bolt by feel, and then get 15 different types of extensions and adaptions. And Tom finally found one that helped. Holy cow, dude, that was nuts. So we're not done at all. We're not done. We got to put the plenum, or I mean the throttle body back on, and then just the air intake, and then there's still 2 plugs down below and plug wires, but that part's done. Holy smokes, that was crazy. Dude, I don't want to do this ever again. Yeah, that's got to go back in.
It's cleaner than it was.
That is, oh yeah, thanks man. Look at that. Wow, you cleaned that up nicely. Oh man, I'm putting on the very last, I'll shine myself, telling scary ghost crafter stories. The very last plug wire, just put the last plug in. I can't believe how much work this was. If you have a Raptor without the supercharger, it's a lot of work, but it ain't that bad. But holy cow. Well, you know what? Let's just get this last one in, shall we? Oh, let's do it. Don't you? Oh my God, it's done. Oh, it's done. Oh, oh. Oh.
Losing it?
Is it really and truly done?
I don't know. Does it start?
I don't know. Should we try it?
We should probably put tools and whatnot away first.
Yeah.
So you're not annoying my neighbors too much.
Yeah. Look, I can't believe you all hung out just that long.
Ooh,
You're amazing. How long we got the cops called on us? Hey, look. If you like working on Raptors in the dark, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like superchargers, and give us a thumbs up, and we'll take that as a sign of you agree. We got tons of Raptor content if you want to see more. I gotta go. I gotta put tools away. I gotta start this up. Look, you go to sleep. Have yourself a great night. Thanks for hanging out. On behalf of Borders Mischief, it's Uncle Jake. That old man over there is Dr. Torque. Did I say that right, or did I say my name even wrong? He looked at me like, what? Look.
Outside creeper.
Outside creeper. We'll put a link in the description for this one because this thing is awesome. It's a fist bump of friendship on the way out to shower and bed. Wow. We're starting it up. Seems pretty good, huh? I think it's good. Let's get out of here. Yay! Let's go home, take a shower, and try to go to bed. It's so late. It's going to be after midnight before we get home. Or spark plugs. I sometimes say the wrong word for the right thing. That's what I was wondering. Those have a split.
Yeah, these are for labeling plug wires, you know, cylinders 1 through 8, I guess.
Yeah.
If you can't count on your own.
Well, and
all
I
the
think
way up to 8. Ford people must need that help.
The Raptor and I don't know whether I'm going to call it the Raptor today or not, or the Raptor. Depends on whether it's being problematic. It might qualify that today, but by the time we're done, it'll be the Raptor. Okay. Yeah. Oh.
Your rags.
What? That's the wiping rags. He lived in a trailer park, but the ladies came from trailers around to try his good brown gravy. Wow. It's like a duck off. Quack, quack.
Oh boy.
I like finding other uses for objects. You can't stop us. I mean, you can, don't try, but you know, you can't stop us.